Hi everyone and welcome to my bow leg warmer tutorial. I'm going to show you how to make this cute leg warmer, so let's get into it. You're going to need some yarn, ribbon, and your crochet hook. I'm using my 5mm crochet hook and I'm using some Lions brand red yarn. This yarn is quite stretchy and that's why I love it for this piece. So I'm going to start off by making my loop and then putting it on my crochet hook. I'm going to make a couple chains and then wrap it around the back of my calf to see how many stitches I'll need and make sure that there is about 2 to 1 inches in the front open. After I've measured that, I will be chaining 27 stitches. After I've chained my 27 chains, I will then wrap the yarn around my hook and I will go right into my double crochet stitch. So I'll go under those 2 loops right there and then wrap that yarn around my hook, pull through, then wrap the yarn around my hook again, pull through 2, and then wrap the yarn around my hook again and pull through those last 2, and then right away go back into another double crochet stitch where I will be doing this stitch for the rest of my piece. You can choose to do any stitch you want, but this is my go-to stitch. After I've done my double crochet stitch for a couple of stitches, I'm just going to continue doing it for the rest of the row. And once I am almost at the end of the row, I'm going to turn my work around, pull the yarn up just slightly to get this double crochet stitch going a bit more smoothly. And then right at the top of those stitches are 2 chains, and I'm going to basically do my double crochet stitch into there. I'm not sure if they're called chains, but that's just the way that I say it so that you guys can understand a little bit clearer. So I'm just going to continue doing this row with my double crochet stitches, and then I'll show you the next steps that we're going to take. I'm going to make about 24 rows or more depending how tall you want your leg warmer to be. So once I've done one row, I'm going to turn my work around and then continue the pattern as we have been doing. And now you should be done your rows. So I'm done my 24 rows, and now I'm going to make sure I do my last double crochet stitch, cut off this string from my yarn ball, and then pull that yarn through the top. And we're going to tie in those loose ends a bit later. Now I'm going to fold my work in half. If you can tell which side is better looking, then you want that good side to be facing inside at this time. We're going to weave our crochet hook at the very edge bottom corner of our panels and making sure that we're going under 2 loops. It might be a bit hard to finesse your crochet hook in these loops here because they're not really chains or stitches, but you can make it work. So I'm going to weave in under 2 loops through both panels. Then I'm going to grab my yarn and place it on my crochet hook, and I'm going to pull that yarn through the 2 loops, wrap around, and pull through my 1 loop there. Once I've done that, I'm just going to kind of eyeball how many holes I want for my piece, and then I'm going to start going into the pattern. So what I'm going to be doing is 3 stitches to attach both of the sides. I'm not sure what this stitch is called, so let me know in the comments. And then I'm going to make 4 slip stitches into one side of the panel so that we can kind of create this hole opening seamlessly without having to cut the yarn too many times. So this is my second slip stitch, and I'm also making my way up the leg warmer gradually so that it's not too far of a jump. So now I'm on my last slip stitch, and I'm going to pull through there. And once I've done that slip stitch, I'm going to go back to attaching both of the panels again. So I'm just going to pull through both of those panels, wrap around again, and pull through those loops. And once I've done 3 of those stitches, I'm going to then go again and repeat the 4 slip stitches. So only going through the 1 panel, doing my slip stitch, pulling through, and then pulling through the loop, and then doing that 3 more times. So that is the pattern in order to kind of close or attach the leg warmers together. And if you are using a stretchy yarn, this yarn will be really easy to work with because it won't be too tight on your leg. After I'm done that, I'm literally going to complete that pattern for the rest of the leg warmer, and then I'll meet you guys back once you are done attaching everything. If you're almost at the top and you don't have enough to do another hole, that's totally fine. Just go ahead and do your 3 stitches that close it off there, and then we'll move on to the next part. Once you're done that, we're going to cut off the yarn from our yarn ball and pull that yarn through. We can tie in those loose strings a bit later. After that, we're going to turn our work inside out and face the right way where we want to add our ribbon. And you can see that it doesn't show much now, but you can see the holes if you poke through them, and that's what we want our piece to look like, and it's super cute. Now with your choice of ribbon, we are going to weave into the leg warmer. We're going to need about 6 ribbon pieces, and we're going to weave it into this area here. So not on the hole, but just above it or underneath it if we are starting from the bottom. So I'm just going to cut off a piece of ribbon here, and I want to make sure that they're all the same, so I'm going to line them up and then chop some more pieces. So I know that I'm going to need about 5 to 6 pieces, but it all depends how many holes you made on your piece, and we want to make sure that each hole basically has a ribbon and that there is a ribbon on the top and the bottom of our leg warmer. This is me just counting the areas of where I'll need my ribbon so that I have enough and that everything looks like this will be a ribbon dream. Now that I have my ribbon pieces, this is how long the ribbons measured at. So I actually took my measuring tape and measured 12 inches. So my ribbon pieces are that long. Now I'm going to show you how to weave them into your piece. You can really do any kind of design that you want, but this is just how I do it. And I'm just going to make sure that I have both of the ends poking out from the outside. Then I'm going to make sure that they line up at the same height. I'm going to make a little knot there, and then I'm going to kind of do my ribbon or my bow go-to formula, I guess you could say, and then I'm going to make my ribbon. Sometimes it doesn't work, but then it ends up working in the end. And so I'm going to like weave through the yarn just like so. This one is going to be above my first hole, just like so. We'll go like that, and then I'll show you again how I'm going to weave in this area. It gets easier as you move up because you can just kind of weave above, like right underneath the holes, and then you can kind of get a vibe of it. But yeah, it's super simple, super easy. You just want to make sure that you aren't tying the ribbon too tight where the bows kind of slant to the side. So you want to have just enough tension that the bows will stay in the bow form, but not like slant to the side or move weird like they were kind of doing for me, but that's okay. It just needed a little bit of work, and then it turned out really nice. And there we have it. Oh my, this is super beautiful to the eye. I'm gonna put it on for you guys, and oh, I love it so much. So thank you so much for tuning into my tutorial, and thank you for all the support on my channel. Please subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.